Hey, what's up y'all, I'm Charlie. On today's episode I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious New Orleans baked macaroni and cheese from scratch. Now this is not just your traditional baked macaroni and cheese using the elbow macaroni. That's not what this is. We kind of have a different way of doing things in New Orleans. You see, we use this pasta. It's about 2 times the thickness of spaghetti, and it even has a little hole in the center just like macaroni does. Now, this recipe calls for about 12 servings. It's absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all that you'll need to make your New Orleans baked macaroni and cheese. Let's get started with our ingredients. You'll need 16 ounces of long macaroni. And along with that, you'll need some evaporated milk, large eggs at room temperature. This ingredient is optional. Sour cream at room temperature, salted butter, and for your seasonings, you'll need some salt, black pepper, Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. You can also use Zatarans Creole seasoning, Snappy Mama Cajun seasoning. You will also need some Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poultry Magic. I'll have the link to where you can purchase these in the description box. Onion powder and garlic powder. And for your cheeses, you'll need 2 8-ounce packages of extra sharp cheddar cheese, 1 8-ounce package of Gouda cheese, 1 8-ounce package of Monterrey Jack cheese, shredded Parmesan cheese, and 8 ounces of cream cheese. And to bake your macaroni and cheese, you will need a 10 by 13 inch deep dish glass pan. And for your additional tools, you'll need a cheese shredder. And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. So we're going to get started by shredding the 2 8-ounce packages of extra sharp cheddar cheese, and I've cut them in half to help me out here. Now I'm going to shred 8 ounces of the Gouda cheese. Alright, now I'm going to shred 8 ounces of the Monterrey Jack cheese. And that is it for our cheeses. Now these cheeses over here, we're going to be using this to make our cheese sauce. Now, you want to make sure that you reserve 3 ounces of the extra sharp cheddar cheese, 1 ounce of the Gouda cheese, 1 ounce of the pepper jack cheese, and 1 ounce of the Parmesan cheese, as we're going to make, this is going to be for our topping. And once done, you take your cheeses and place them into your refrigerator. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, here I have 3 quarts of boiling water in this large pot. And to that, we're going to add 3 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to give this a quick stir. Now I'm going to add the long macaroni right on in there. Now after a few minutes, the pasta that's submerged in the water, it'll become soft and it'll be easier to stir. Alright, that took no more than 3 minutes. So now I'm going to just give this a quick stir. Let this simmer for 10 to 14 minutes, stirring occasionally. Alright, it's been about 10 to 14 minutes now, and our long macaroni is done. Now you want to make sure that you take a fork and taste test the long macaroni to see if it's at your desired texture. Alright, make sure it's done. Turn your fire off. Now I'm going to add my long macaroni into this mesh strainer here. Let this cool completely. Now I'm not going to rinse it off or anything like that. I'm going to just let it sit in there. Preheat your fire to medium-low heat. Alright, now let's get started with our cheese sauce. So in this medium-sized pot, add 3 cups of evaporated milk at room temperature, 1/3 cup of sour cream at room temperature. This is for thickening and flavoring. 5 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature. This is also a thickener and it's going to give it flavor too. 6 tablespoons of melted salted butter. Alright, now let's add some seasoning. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, a half a teaspoon of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Poultry Magic, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 1/2 teaspoons of onion powder, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Now I'm going to take my spoon and just give this a quick stir. Let this get warm for about 3 minutes. Add 13 ounces of your shredded extra sharp cheddar cheese. 7 ounces of the Gouda cheese, 7 ounces of the Monterrey Jack cheese, and 1 ounce of the Parmesan cheese. I'm going to give this a quick stir. I'm going to stir this continuously until that cheese has melted into the milk mixture. It should take about 4 minutes altogether. Alright, it's been about 4 minutes now, and as you can see, that cheese has melted into the milk mixture, and our cheese sauce has thickened as well. That's exactly what we're looking for. Turn your fire off. Remember, this is optional. We're going to add 2 large eggs at room temperature. I'm going to just take a whisk and just give that a quick stir. And the cheese sauce is done. Now for a quick tip, your cheese sauce will thicken as it cools. And if it becomes too thick, you can preheat your fire to the lowest setting on your stove and just come back and stir it occasionally, so that way it won't thicken up on you too much. Now I'm gonna let this cool for about 15 minutes. Alright, now let's get started with our cheese topping and filling mixture. So in this small bowl, we're gonna add 3 ounces of our extra sharp cheddar cheese, 1 ounce of our shredded Gouda cheese, 1 ounce of our shredded Monterrey Jack cheese, 1 ounce of our shredded Parmesan cheese, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and give this a quick stir. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and lightly butter the bottom and the sides of my baking pan. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees. Alright, I've added my long macaroni into this large pot. Now I'm gonna add the cheese sauce and just pour it right on in there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give this a quick stir. And from there, I'm gonna just add it into my baking pan. Let me add half of it in there, hold up. I'm gonna just spread this around. Now I'm gonna add some of the cheese mixture. Just sprinkle that on top. Now I'm gonna add the second half of the mixture right on top. Make sure you use a spatula to get all of that in there. Now I'm gonna just spread this around. Give the pan a quick shake to make sure it's nice and even. There you go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add the second half of the cheese mixture right on top. Now it is ready to be baked. Now I'm gonna go ahead and place this into a preheated 400-degree oven. Bake this for 25 minutes. Alright, it's been about 25 minutes now for our baked macaroni and cheese. Now let's go ahead and remove this out of the oven. Let this cool for about an hour before serving. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. New Orleans baked macaroni and cheese, made by a New Orleans native. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. Ooh. Man, oh man, this macaroni and cheese is so creamy, and that cheese flavor has a wonderful, wonderful cheese flavor. And then the seasonings that we've added balances out everything. Absolutely delicious. You gotta give this a try. Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. I have an official website for all of my recipes, including this fabulous New Orleans baked macaroni and cheese recipe. You can go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. I'm also on Facebook and on Instagram under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. So until next time, take care, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.